All right, what's up? Okay, I do have a little bit of feedback for some reason. I hope it's not gonna be an issue. Let me just confirm with my assistant um, and make sure that this feedback that I hear on my headset is not going to affect the sound that's coming out. All right, so she does say that there is a feedback. So what I'm gonna do is the things that we have to deal with. Um, let's see if that's better. Echo cancellation. All right, so hopefully that address. So I made a little adjustment, and hopefully that did the trick. All right, so today we're going to be talking about how do you contact 100 plus people um, automatically. And the reason why this came about is that, while running a business where you don't have a dedicated salesperson, basically, maybe you are the only salesperson, right? How do you actively reach out to 100 people on a daily basis, right? Or at least not even 100. Let's say for whatever, how do you constantly keep that marketing channel active where you know you may not be active on social, so or you may not have any other way of maybe you're not running ads, but you have to constantly have that marketing channel open. And so this is the reason why I'm going to be talking about this. And so the two platforms that I'm going to be utilizing today is one that is my own platform, which is Pro 360, and the other one is Instantly. Okay, I'll have the link to that platform in the comments or the description below. Let me share my screen and let's get right to it. So, all right. All right, so here we go. So this is a workflow. If you're not familiar with Pro 360, you can go check it out, pro360.io. This is an automated workflow. So basically, I would import a list in here, right? That list can be warm prospects or cold prospects, right? What is one thing to make note of is that when you're sending out to cold prospects, okay, you want to make sure that um, that they are businesses, right? So dealing with email marketing or SMS marketing, it's a bit of a challenge, especially SMS. If you're trying to send SMS to a people that are like if you're doing B2C consumers, that is something that you have to. I would not recommend doing it for consumers. Whereas if you're text messaging to businesses, that are a little bit different because their public information is available out in the public, right? And the same applicable to email. So it is still possible. So, and where you're getting that list of that email, that's another thing that you do have to be careful of, of people selling lists, and those lists may not be good. So you make sure that those lists are cleaned, and make sure that you validate to make sure that those are valid emails. Okay, so set that aside, and we're going to assume that you have a list. Even with warm leads, I've had people, clients that have given me lists, and I started emailing them, and to only find out that a lot of these emails are no good. So I made that mistake of assuming that those emails are good. So we've put in a process to make sure that any emails that we go through this process, that they are cleaned up, right? Meaning that we've removed any invalid emails and cleaned out and making sure that those are valid emails. And so what we do is we go through and I import these contacts into this workflow. And so as soon as they get in, they get tagged with this tag email campaign. Let me make sure that it's bigger so that I can see it. All right, so that way it's more visible. All right, so you get tag. I add a tag email campaign, and then I remove this tag because when I import the contacts into my database, I put a tag import tag so that I know that these contacts are the ones that I just imported into my Pro 360 account. And then what I do is I put a drip here. The reason I put a drip mode, what this drip mode does is that it'll send 10 contacts every 1 minute. And the reason I am doing that is because I'm creating a webhook. So basically, a webhook here in this case is like Zapier, right? Or in this case, we use any combination of Zapier, Pabbly, or Make. Those are the three ones that we use. And the reason I'm using this to connect with instantly is because Pro 360 still utilizes when it sends out email, it uses Mailgun, which is still a email. Um, the IP, the ISP still recognize Mailgun and sees it as a mail sender or mails, and so it recognizes that it's sending out mass email from a specific server. And so the reason why we use instantly in this case, let me explain what this instantly basically connects directly to your Gmail work suite. Or I'm not sure if they have Microsoft, but I know that we use Instantly and we connect it directly to our Gmail work suite. And so um, it so when you send out emails or when you send out emails through Instantly, it's as if you're sending out an independent email from a Gmail. So and the ISP sees or recognizes it unless you're starting to send out a bunch of emails, and then the ISP may say, "Hey, you're spamming." But that's what we're doing here is we're triggering this to go. It's adding 10 contacts. So let's just say you have 1,000 contacts that you're putting into this workflow. It's going to add 10 contacts per minute to instantly to a specific campaign. In this case right here, I'm going to show you right here. I have three campaigns here, um, and they're basically sending out, they're being added into this campaign, which, if you set up a campaign. And so, oops, let me go in here. And so this is what's triggering it. And then what I do is in each of the contacts, I put a note. So this is adding a note to the contact that I'm adding them into the email campaign. And then what this does here is I'm adding them into a opportunity or sales pipeline. And this is my way of keeping track here. So let me minimize this view here a little bit. So, I cannot do that for some reason. Let me see here if I could minimize it like that and see. This does not minimize the view. Okay, so anyway, I actually did that. All right, so it goes this right here is if I'm doing the outreach physically, right? In this case, I'm doing a outreach. This is the email campaign, and when I add them into this workflow, I trigger them here, and it goes into email. I update this opportunity here. Let me just take a look here. It goes into the pipeline email campaign started. So if you look here, email campaign. So every one of those contacts are added here, right? And then when I get a response back, you see right here, email response, um, either it gets triggered or I move them over here so that way I take them out of this campaign, right? So every day I set this campaign here and instantly to send out 100. So each of these databases I have, I think 2,000, approximately 2,000, 2,000, so 6,000 contacts in here. And every single day, I think it's sending out 40 from here, 20, altogether 100 emails is going out every single day. Right now, it's at 62%, this one 60 and 60% complete. And so, and whenever people respond, then that's when I take the appropriate action to move them according to move them over here to the response, and then eventually would try to schedule. um, BLAB stands for Book Like a Boss. That's the platform that I still use because I still haven't migrated everything over. It's just taking time to just transition over everything to Pro 360 here. So one of the things that I do want to mention in this instance, that when I set out the campaign, so when I set up a campaign in Instantly, I here is this one specific campaign. Um, this is the email sequence. So one of the things that I've learned is that um, less is best when you're sending out emails, right? Text message. If in this case, I have not set up a text message campaign here because I don't have people's phone numbers. I have some of them, but I don't want to, you know, complicate the campaign by adding a text message. So what I'm doing is sending out emails. So I've tried out different emails where I sent out a long email, I sent out a short, and what happens from my perspective is that shorter to the point, and you get a better response when it's short and sweet. And uh, try to make it as vague as possible. So in this case, but you also don't want to do, bait and switch, right? Basically, it's something that I know is going to help business owners, and so I provide an email. So here in this case, what it does is that, so this is an email that's connected to my Google, my Gmail uh, workspace. And so it's sending out from my custom domain, from my custom email, and it's sending it out and it's putting in their first name and then it's sending it first name as well. So it's actually as if I'm emailing them specifically, right? And then the reason why we're using this is that the the probability of the emails going into their inbox is probably like 99% that it's going to hit the inbox. Now, assuming that you've warm up the email, right? So if you like set up if I'm doing cold email marketing, I will probably not use my main email, my main domain, because I don't want to jeopardize it. I probably would create buy a new domain very similar to my new work, my main business, and I would create buy a new domain to use and connect with instantly, right? Because if for whatever reason, if I uh, if especially if you're doing cold email marketing, right? Some people may hit spam, and if the more people hit spam and the more bounces that you get being reported, your domain reputation, your email reputation will go down. And so, in order to minimize that, what Instantly does as well here, um, it actually, one of the features of Instantly is that it does warm it up. So yeah, as you can see here. So before you start running the campaign for about a month at a minimum, I would warm up your email to make sure your domain and making sure that the ISP recognizes you as an email that's sending out a lot of emails, and that's what Instantly does. Okay. And then so the emails go and this proves to it does work because I do get replies to those emails and I follow up with them through and using my pipe this work. It's not necessarily a workflow, it's a sales flow. Um, and basically appointment, and then if they showed up, they will go here, and let me see if I can move this. I can't move this because I have this blurred because I didn't want to show personal information on this as well. Okay. All right. So on that note, that is it pretty much. I showed you the exact process that we use in our for us, as well as the process that we use for our clients on how to contact uh, 100 plus leads a day and to get that influx. This is something that we currently use as well for our clients. Now you can, like I said, you can utilize this as email in conjunction with SMS, or you can do SMS only or email only as well. And um, results, of course, will vary depending on, if you're sending out cold emails, it's a numbers game. Whereas if you're sending out to your warm database of people that you may or may already know, um, you just have, I think the most important part is the the copy that you write on your email. Like the text setup is simple in my opinion, because I've done it so many times, but the copy or the um, whatever you write on the email, I think will determine the response rate of as well. All right, so I'm gonna wait here for another minute and see if we have a question. Let me just check the chat. And just a little bit of note on my lives, I am making some changes to my um, YouTube channel and the stuff that I will be putting on my YouTube channel going forward. So I'm going to be making that changes in the next couple of weeks, and finally we'll make that transition probably in July. Just an FYI. But the content, what you're seeing, where we talk about sales, marketing, how to generate leads, is going to be still here. Um, but my ultimately what it comes down to is my the people that I'm speaking with on this YouTube channel is there are two different types of I guess people, and so I'm trying to kind of separate the two, and that's the reason for the change that I'm going to be implementing in the next couple of weeks. All right. I don't see any new comments, or if you have any questions, like I said, write your comments below or in if you're watching me on LinkedIn or Facebook, uh, put the comments below and I'll get to them in my next live. All right. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye now.